Hello and welcome back to F1 2021 Driver Career Mode. My name's Chris and you are with me for Season 3 in Brazil, coming off the back of an interesting Italian Grand Prix in Monza where we almost had that race-ending crash. Sergio then bumped into us and pointed us in the right direction. We managed to get back to the pit lane and we ultimately finished in P4 and got a fastest lap. So good points for us there. Obviously not the best season that we're having, as you can see from our results, but Brazil has always been a good track, so let's head there and see exactly what we can do in qualifying and ultimately what we can do around 36 laps of this track in the race. Let's have a look. And off to an interesting start already. We've got an electrical system fault, so we're going to have to sit that out and
we seem to be having some software issues at the moment. Sit tight for a few minutes while we reboot some things, okay?
Yeah, cheers Jeff. Anyway, we get that sorted, we head out onto the track and let's see what we can do. Cross the line, and that's a P2 for now. And it ended up being a P9. We only did one run in Q1. It was enough to get us through to Q2. And we head out in Q2, hoping for an improvement. So, here we are then. Currently, not set a time, but we do go purple through Sector 1, so that's a good start. As we continue through the lap. Tricky Sector 2, this circuit, but we tend to be pretty fast around here. That will not do us any favours as we nearly lose the car. And across the grass, that's the end of that lap. We get back out there and we are improving. Almost going wide again and doing the same thing. But we were 9/10 up. Obviously now the delta's not representative because we did a terrible lap. But it was good up until that corner when we went off on the grass, so 9/10 improvement was good. Let's see where it puts us and whether we're going to get into Q3. P3 and a purple Sector 3 should put us comfortably into Q3, but we're going again anyway. What can we do? P1.
In the fastest lap. Good job.
Good stuff. So, we do get into Q3, and we are currently fastest on track. Our teammate Carlos Sainz down in P12, knocked out in Q2. Lando with McLaren is looking very, very good. So, can we hold on to that P1? Not quite by the looks of it. No, so P3 start for the Grand Prix. Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen in the Red Bulls, going quicker than us. What can we do in the race? Let's find out.
Welcome along then to the place where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner. And it's the place, a year later, that Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's Interlagos, and it's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit, and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Power, Norris, Charles Leclerc and Giovinazzi, Gasly, Hamilton, Bottas and Esteban Ocon.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
So a Red Bull front row lockout for this Grand Prix, and Lando Norris, our old teammate, alongside us in P4. We're starting in P3. Let's see what we can do from here then. So we wait for the 5 red lights. And this race is underway. Good start for the Red Bulls. Decent start for us though, as we tuck in behind the Red Bulls, but a much better start for one of the AlphaTauris there. I don't even know who that is. We'll have to have a look at that in a second. We have dropped back down then into P4 and Lando Norris in P5. And look at Max Verstappen. He is flying. As we come down here, Lando has a look up the inside. Doesn't make the move though. And we hold on to P4 for now then. Perez just ahead. Giovinazzi in the AlphaTauri absolutely flying. He's been on fire this season. I think he won in Monza last week as well. So absolutely on fire, that AlphaTauri. And I mean, bringing the fight to the sister team, which is going to be an interesting dynamic. Can we get through though? Max Verstappen leads from Giovinazzi from us as we dive down the inside of Perez. Perez now in P4, Lando in P5. So already making moves. We've got 36 laps here. It's a decently long race. As we move on to the second lap, Verstappen obviously going fastest so far. But we are on the tail of Giovinazzi. We could be on for a win here today if we play our cards right. Here comes Perez though. Up the inside. Does he make it stick though? This is the thing. No, he doesn't. We go deep. Oh, we've almost lost the car there. Which then invites Perez back alongside, on board with Perez. As he tries to make his way past. Hasn't quite got it done though on this lap, so we should be safe for now. Chasing down Giovinazzi then. We'd like to make moves down here into this last corner. Oh, we don't make the move, but we do make contact. Purple for us in sector 2. Can we get fastest lap? It would seem not. Lap 3 then. Riding on board with ourselves still. And we're going to have a look at making a move. The DRS is enabled. Inside, outside, what we're going to do. Up the inside. Beautifully done, but we went too deep. So Giovinazzi comes back through. And we stay in that final podium position for now. On to lap 4 then. We've got DRS, we've got tons of ERS. Not using the ERS just yet. Into turn 1. Down the inside. Can we make this one stick though? We don't break too deep this time. And it looks like that's us into P2. Just about, but Giovinazzi's going to get DRS. And I would say, yep, my prediction was right. He's coming straight back at us. Onto the inside. We're hanging it around the outside. And we squeeze him a little bit. We nearly lose the back end again. We may... I was about to say we may have made this stick, but it seems like we haven't. Meanwhile, Verstappen is pulling out quite the gap. 4 seconds so far. So even if we get past Giovinazzi, we're going to have some work to do. And we're, of course, really putting a lot of wear on our tyres as we go up the inside. Beautiful. Squeeze him on the exit. And we get the job done. But DRS zone right after this, so we may have left ourselves vulnerable. We haven't. We've pulled out a decent gap.
Lap of the race. Keep this up.
And going into lap 7, that's the fastest lap so far of this race, which puts us in good stead to catch Verstappen. You can see now later on in lap 12, we have closed that gap.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
We're about to go onto the hard tyre potentially. But can we make a move on Max Verstappen for the lead of this race? Let's find out. Not quite close enough for a move on this straight, but it does bring us ever closer to Max. And it means towards the tail end of the lap. I mean, we're quick through sector 2, so we may even catch him even more and put ourselves in a good position to make that move into lap 14 as we hunt down that race lead. Giovinazzi 5.8 seconds behind us. Lando Norris up into P4 past Perez. Not a great start to this race then for Perez. Was in P2, now all the way back in P5. Even worse start than us. Not making a move down the inside as we quite often like to. We're just going to save it for the DRS zone. Probably use a bit of overtake. Yeah, overtake on Max into the pit lane. What tyre is he going to go for though?
Right,
probably the hard. We're going to react. We're going to box at the end of this lap. Whether we go hard or medium though is a different story. Let's find out then. And oh, clout the wall on the way in. Surprised we don't have a lot of damage from that, but we are into the pit lane. We're going on to the medium tyre then, to the end. I mean, if we can do 15 laps. Oh, we get held! Was that Giovinazzi? We got held by one of the AlphaTauris there, and we lost a bit of time. So Sebastian Vettel now in the lead of this race. Max Verstappen is currently 1.7. What's it going to be as we exit? Just about 1.6 seconds ahead of us. 1.5. So second and a half deficit now. We can make that up because Max is on hards. We're on mediums. And we know, given that the softs went for 14, 15 laps, we could hold these mediums to the end easy. I'm not sure why everyone's going on the hard tyre, but here's what it is. Verstappen and Vettel having a little scrap ahead of us. Ooh, little moment. Verstappen has not got through on Vettel. Vettel yet to pit, of course. He's on 17 lap old soft tyres. That's a ballsy strat. Really holding Max up though, so we'll take that. Works very much into our hands. Gasly also yet to pit on those soft tyres. Currently in P4. Some of these guys really going for an interesting strategy. As we catch up to the Vettel train, what are we going to do? Are we going to get this move done straight away and run away with this lead? Potentially. Let's find out. Vettel probably coming into the pit lane this time around. Looks like he has. We're not anywhere close that we can make a move just yet. But we're going round the outside. That is a ballsy move. Wow. Lap 18 then. And we are leading this race. Currently got the fastest lap on the soft tyre. So I don't think that'll get beaten. I mean, it's possible. The two McLarens are pretty quick this season. So they could certainly have a go at it. Currently, it looks like they're both going to be on hard, so it's probably not going to happen. 4.6 seconds the gap between us and Verstappen. Then we've just got to hold on to these tyres to the end, really manage the pace, and see what we can do. We have got something really wearing. If you look in the right corner, I'm not entirely sure what it is. It looked like a turbo when we were having a look at the engine earlier. So it could be that, but we just have to manage that, manage the pace. 7.3 seconds the gap now to Max, so we've got this in the bag as long as nothing fails and we don't make a huge mistake. So let's see what we can do here in Brazil. Charles Leclerc, after his pit stop, has dropped back down the order.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Sergio Perez has sorted himself out. He's back up into P3. And Lando in P4. Everybody on the hards now except us, really. Looks like, though, we made the right decision because we are coming round the final corner. And we're going to take the win here in Brazil. Beautiful. We needed that after the last few results.
Great work all weekend. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Fantastic drive, just fantastic. You deserved that race win.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion. We've witnessed some great battles around the historic curves of Interlagos today, and they've taken a fantastic win. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here become our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
We needed that after the season we've had. A win was needed. Good stuff for us today in Brazil. Max Verstappen, of course, taking second position, and Sergio Perez in third to complete the podium. And here's how the race looked at the end then. So we won, we got fastest lap, so a good 26 points for us. Carlos from P11 on the grid all the way up into 6th, got a nice 8 points. So some good points for Ferrari today, but not a lot we can do with the championship. Max has just wrapped up the Drivers' Championship, and I would say Red Bull have probably wrapped up the Constructors as well. Let's have a look at the standings then. So Max Verstappen, the current world champion. Charles Leclerc in second. Lando Norris in third. We've got one more round. So, given the deficit there, if Charles doesn't score any points in the next race, Lando could get himself a tied P2. But it's unlikely. So we'll see what happens. Ferrari then up into P4 in the Constructors. That's probably about all we're going to do actually, because like I said, we've got one race left. And that one race is Jeddah. It's going to be an interesting one. So if you like this video, give us a little like, leave us a little comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for the next round, the final round of Season 3 in Jeddah